hustle, big shit. Big shit, big shit, big shit. It's a unique hustle, nigga. Big shit, big shit, big shit, big shit. Name another podcast like this.
Check it. It's a unique hustle. It's your boy ECO, and I'm here with the lovely, amazing, official Miss Jamaica. What's going on?
Nothing, you know, my dad walk on.
Man, we got a special guest in there, man. This guy right here, Los Angeles. We in the building, man. I got my boy Big Hutch in there now, man. He about to go down, man. How you doing?
What's up?
Man, we both from Dallas. You out of Dallas?
Yeah, man.
Originally, but
grew up here.
Your roots here now.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's what they say. I've been here long enough to get money.
You know, the slick ones will say something like this. They'll be like, the earth is my turf. You know?
No, because I still love Dallas.
Oh, yeah?
Like, for real, yeah.
Man.
But I've been in the music industry, and I've done it so long, so it's kind of like my second home. So I could say, as far as the music industry is concerned, and then, you know, growing up here as well. But I grew up both places, back and forth. So
wow.
I would go there summers. I know a lot about Dallas, you know, growing up. So I still have my roots. Yeah.
So you know how to get off I-30 or 20 and get over to another street over on 635?
I know how to get around if I need to. I won't get lost like that.
So, man, you know, we just want to, you know.
We slight learning curve, but I'll get there.
You know, people don't go by directions no more. They have to have their phone anyway.
Right.
Wherever they're going. Oh, let me put it, because it's just more convenient, right?
That's right.
Man, check it, man. So, just you being out here, man, I want to go back into the backstory when you moved out here, right?
Okay.
From West Dallas, and you came out here. Just how was it when you first came out here and being such a young age, and why?
Well, I came out here, you know, originally, my family is in the music business. My uncle's Willie Hutch, my father's Richard Hutch. They were both writers at Motown and composers. Willie Hutch did the Mac. You know, they wrote for the Jacksons, the Miracles, Commodores, so on and so on, you know. So that's how we landed in California, because my father and my uncle was in the music business.
Yeah.
So we came out, and then from there, I stayed out here, and then I ended up, when I was a teenager, I ended up meeting Eazy-E and Dr. Dre and Laylaw.
Yeah.
And at the time, they were starting Ruthless Records, and so I joined forces with them, and then we just took off from there. You know, like Ruthless Records, NWA, Eazy-E, Above the Law, so on and so on, Cocaine. The DLC, you know, I come from when they first developed Ruthless Records, you know, when they, you know, and all that.
Yeah, y'all slid on us, because you being from West Dallas, you come down there, you took DOC from us, which he needed to go. I remember, man, I hate to go to work. Dr. Rock and all
the Feel the Fresh crew.
That's kind of how you guys end up linking with him, right?
That's right, yeah. It was at a mall. They performed the Feel the Fresh crew performed at a mall, and they like Doc. So, yeah.
Y'all picked Doc and took him. Yeah, but the boy still held on to the Dallas Cowboy jersey.
Oh yeah, you know we gonna do that anyway. Yeah, but yeah, I'm from the original Ruthless Records family.
So when you guys you got out here, when we getting on into the music deal, but just like you being one that when that first took off, you know, you didn't see that depicted in the movie actually.
No.
But we know that the movie can be swayed a little bit.
Right.
They can't put everything in the movie.
Of course.
What would you like to see in the movie? I'd go there. I wouldn't even go there. I shift gears on it.
But no, I mean, really what I would have liked to seen in the movie is kind of like, I think Eazy didn't get as much as he should have gotten, you know, because without Eazy-E, rest in peace Eazy-E, rest in peace Camp G. Without Eazy-E doing what he did, I don't think any one of us could be where we are today, you know, because his decision making, far as us actually having something really, really huge, that was his vision. All that was Eazy's vision. I mean, the other guys end up benefiting from it, which, you know, I love Dre. Dre's my brother. I love Cube. Cube's my
So
bros,
are you telling me they twisted the plight in the movie? Because you just said it was Eazy's vision, but in the movie it made it look like it was more Dre that pretty much wanted to make that happen.
We couldn't have done it without Dre, for sure. The brilliance of Dr. Dre. Yeah, but I think Eazy-E kind of got looked at as the rapper who died from AIDS, and he was just a brilliant dude. You know, he was brilliant. You know, Eazy-E, without Eazy-E, you don't even look at the music industry the way you looked at it back then. Like, for instance, if you look at the East Coast was more doing like just rapping against each other. He's the one who decided to get behind really back in the reality rap. He put his own money up, his own street money up. you know, and then it kind of got overshadowed because the way he passed, you know, but he put all of us in the game. There is no DOC, there is no Above the Law, there's no any of these great things. There's no Death Row. Death Row don't happen without him putting the money up, because at the time, Dre wasn't really huge. Dre was a really creative person, but he wasn't really huge.
Like I said, you are definitely hitting it on the nail when you say, because Eazy, for me, you know, when those songs came out, being an older cat, I really rock with Eazy way before, you know, Dre was around, don't get me wrong, but people don't realize how long NWA was rocking before that whole movement happened. Absolutely. They kind of bypass it. When you're an old nigga like me, you know what I'm saying? You can't pass by it. I still remember those albums, and I still remember those moments when an Eazy-E track would come out. It was projects coming out of Ruthless.
Oh
man.
And that's another part, like you brought up, like after the fact of them breaking up, we still had big success. We had Cocaine, Above the Law, Bone Thugs and Harmony.
That's right.
Those records were huge, and the Eazy-E stuff after Dre left was big too. You know, so that's the thing that wasn't in the movie. That's right. That's what the answer to the question.
But that's God. You say, what is he talking about? That's because they couldn't touch that, because there's probably going to be a point where maybe a little easier, something, or somebody put together a project that really, really shows love to Eazy. And I'm gonna be honest with you, if you do it, there's still, if a budget get behind something like that, that's a move that's really gonna depict things.
You know, another thing that didn't get shown in there was the fact that, like, JJ Fad actually, they're the reason why the label even happens, because Supersonic, the sales of Supersonic made it to where we were able to actually establish ourselves as a real serious label. Yeah, you know. And Jerry Heller, I mean, I won't say anything about Jerry Heller bad, rest in peace, you know, God rest the dead, but without Jerry Heller, I don't think we could have made the success that we have either, you know what I mean? Because at that time, we talking about 1988, we couldn't walk up into record companies and get distribution like what Jerry Heller had to offer. You know, and a lot of those companies wasn't listening to reality rap because it hadn't hit yet, you know. Now people kind of look back at it now and think like, oh, these dudes talking street, they talk street records, you know, make street records, and they like, oh, it always was like that. No, it wasn't like that. It was at a time where labels didn't even want us. We sold platinum records, golden platinum records, with no radio. So that was an incredible thing that they didn't really give Eazy that shine in Straight Outta Compton.
Again, that's a reason.
It was a great movie. It was necessary, because I think NWA is the greatest group of our time, you know, far as when it comes to like impact. Like, because it changed the whole course of how hip hop was done at the time.
But how hard is it, man? It's getting easier and easier. It's a guy down in shout out to my boy C. James, got a magnificent movie called what is it? Nice Guys Finish Last. But took this and made this movie on his own budget with just a black magic camera.
Oh, that's dope.
So all I'm saying, and it looked better than most productions. I'm saying the talent is out there to create a film. He writes. There are so many different writers I know. You can do so much on your own. I think people are so caught up in their mindset for back in the day that they don't realize the power they have right now to do whatever and to pretty much put it in their face in a way to where you don't have to put it out, but you say, hey, look what we got. And next thing you know, it makes a big, you know, some impact where somebody buy that off of you.
Yeah, you can straight stream too.
That's
now.
right.
You don't even have to go to the studios anymore.
Right.
Like with Straight Outta Compton, you know, it was a lot of red tape with the studios for that. For that movie to even come out. You know, that's why it took so long to come out. But you're right, now moving past what we was going through the pandemic and technology and how it is now. Come on now. All these streaming networks, you could just put a film together. Dame Dash just won an award for a film without a script.
Really?
Yeah, I forget what the name is. He just won an award for it.
Man, that's a really good film. I like Dave. Dave make me feel like, nigga, I'm the man.
Run through a wall,
I seen that nigga handle Andy Hill picking him so hard at a show one time. He do not play about us, bro. And that's one thing. He ain't playing. It don't matter where he at. He gonna shine for his people, man. I gotta give it up to Dave, man.
Yeah, he have that soul, like Eric had that soul. You know, Eric always stood for all of us, and that's why I think we've all went so far in our careers, because of without him risking his own street money to do it, it was hustle money, and him getting behind everything that we did, we wouldn't have made it where we at. You don't get artists in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame without what Eric done. And that's, you know,
when the movie came out, it talked about, and I'm not gonna stay on this movie too long.
No, you good.
It talked about when it had one scene where Suge looked in the room at DOC, and he had the thing on him, and he was telling Dre, you know, you don't want this to happen to you or whatever.
Right.
Is that kind of stuff added, or do you think that was real?
Yeah,
moments?
I think. I mean, you got to put a little Hollywood to it.
I know that's what I'm saying. Is that Hollywood, or is that really, you know, him? Is that the way he was moving, or you know?
I mean, Suge. I will say this about Suge. Suge, and this is Suge gets a bad rap a lot. Well, Suge was the first person who stood up for all of us. You know, when things were wrong at Ruthless Records, Suge was the one who stood up. He said, "Look, the paperwork is wrong. You know, it's not the fact that it was wrong when you signed it, because we were kids coming out of the hood, the projects or whatever. You know, so every contract was a good contract. You know,
Exactly.
so
You had a contract.
But after you establish something, he felt like, okay, you guys are selling records now. We need to renegotiate. This is not fair. He exposed that. So it wasn't anything wrong with that. I think later in his game, you know, in the game, in his career, he started really pressing really hard on the wrong kind of people.
Right.
And that was his demise. I think at first he was, you know, he had a pure soul, you know, for us. He was like, look, okay, these are homies and you doing them over. Because he had good knowledge, and he, you know, he was laced up by some good people, you know, to know what was going on for his business is concerned. So he told us, he was like, look, this is not fair. Some of us went in and renegotiated. Him and Dre decided to leave the label. They decided to leave Ruthless and start Death Row, which was dope for them, you know. And we all were gonna. The crazy thing that people don't know that it was so bad at Ruthless Records at this time, as far as the way the paperwork was. And it's not that no one was getting fucked. It's just the fact that it wasn't fair. That everybody had to go and renegotiate everything. And then Eric's biggest thing with Suge and Dre was he wanted to deal with Dre direct because he had a great relationship with him. He felt disrespected because he bought a whole nother entity. And then the same thing with Doc was the same way. He just felt like that. So we just decided to let him flow, let him go. You know, with us, we had to stay above the law on cocaine. We ended up staying because we had a new contract. But we all were going to go with Dre because Dre is who was kind of like, if you say, the head coach of the team. So me, as a young producer who studied under Dr. Dre, I wanted to go with him because Suge asked me, would me and him want to do a partnership going into business with him. So I was like, okay, I was a staff producer at the time. So I was like, okay, I can get higher up on the ladder going with them. I could get more out of the company. But unfortunately, Eazy-E ended up offering me the liaison job at Ruthless, and then they went on and started Death Row, him, Doc, and Miss LA.
But you make it sound real smooth transition, but Dre Day only makes Easy Payday.
Well, yeah, but see,
I mean,
but you know why that happened.
But
you know why that happened, right?
To me, because
okay.
you
know
sound real pristine right here. But I know that something went on to make that song come, and it was something in the air. What happened?
Okay, like we entered an agreement. Well, as Ruthless, we entered an agreement to where you had Dre doing everything. Like when we were at Epic, Dre was named doing everything. I was doing some stuff. You know what I mean? Like I would produce Above the Law on Cocaine. He would produce NWA. We would assist each other like that. What happened was they all, you know, the bigger label found out. So when they all broke up, all the paperwork went crazy. So Suge and Eric get into it.
Yeah.
He forces, he just forced like, I'm threatening you to sign this paperwork. Eric signs, right? But it's under duress. So when you're under duress, it's void.
It's void.
Right, it's not binding. So when they went back to negotiate, Eric negotiated 25% of whatever Dre did at Death Row. That's why he says that.
And now, so that was real.
That's real, yeah.
How long was it for? It was just for a limited time?
It was some years. I don't know how many years it was, but it was some years. It wasn't just for the Chronic. It was for whatever his name was on, basically. He get 25% of it, yeah.
So when he said Dre Day only makes Easy Payday, that was a real statement.
That's the truth, yeah. He was a shrewd businessman like that.
How was your dealing with Snoop Dogg during this time? During that time, how was that? Because when he came with Dre, it seemed like a flagrant move or something.
Well, Snoop came through us. Snoop and Warren G came through Above the Law.
Really?
Yeah, they were going to be signed to.
What happened to Nate Dogg? That was 213.
Nate Dogg. It was they all three. At that time, they were 213.
Yeah.
They came to our camp.
Okay.
They came. Really, Warren was pushing Snoop all the time because Warren used to understudy with us,
Okay.
above the law, and cocaine. And when he ended up coming, he just used to be around me learning how to produce at the time. Snoop comes and then Nate come and they're like, okay, we want to do this thing. All right, I was like, cool. But that's when we all broke up as a group, as a whole clique. We all broke up. So they just went to the Death Row side.
Yeah.
And then Dre came back to me and was like, hey, I want to sign a kid. I know you was developing him. Is that cool? Because me and Dre are still friends, we bro. So I was like, yeah, he's incredible. You should do it. We got to stay. So, and I'm saying it to you because it wasn't no funk. Like a lot of people try to make it like
no
funk.
like
it wasn't no funk like that. The only people who had funk was Eric and Dre because they were so tight and he felt like he was betrayed because real talk, y'all, on y'all network and what I tell everybody is Eric was so deceived by Jerry Heller. He didn't understand, like he was too young. He was a young entrepreneur and he didn't understand like, okay, y'all just trying to press me like, Jerry is cool. If it wasn't for Jerry, we wouldn't have XYZ. So he kind of sided with Jerry.
And that's what they showed in the movie.
Yeah, so Dre felt betrayed, but at the same time, Eric told me, he was like, me and Eric had a real argument about this. I said, man, listen, you letting the homie go, we family, we built this together, He's like, man, why you fuck Dre? And I said it just like that, because we brothers. He was like, I didn't fuck him. And he showed me all the paperwork, he actually showed me the checks. He said, but my problem is this. He want to put Suge in my face. And I don't know Suge for no business. If he want a piece or more of the company, he can have it, but he got to ask me.
Cause we started together.
That's right. And they were like, when I met them, they'll tell you that they was brothers. I met them at the same time. Laylaw brought me to him. Laylaw from NWA brought me to him. Me and the rest of my brother DJ Chaos, my brother Gomac, and my brother rest in peace Cam G. He brought me to them three. And so that's all I saw when I was at Ruthless was them together. So when me and him got into it, he was like, man, that's kind of disrespectful. He said, I had a meeting with them too. Dre never looked, he had his head in the book the whole time and Suge was talking to me. So that's disrespectful. We supposed to be brothers. So he said it hurt him. So both of them was kind of like, at odds because of the personal part of it. None of it ever sounded like business. It just sounded like he ain't treat me fair. I'm gonna go over here with you, Suge. Fuck him. But all of us was like torn because we cool with Eric and we cool with Dre and Suge and Doc and Miss LA. That's why I say it wasn't no beef. So when Snoop and Warren and Nate wanted to go work at Death Row, we were fine with that. That was cool. Like we was like, okay, everybody, we can't do anything because we were kind of in turmoil. Then Eric passed. So then it even went more haywire,
Well, tell me what's going on with the new Death Row.
It's owned by Snoop.
What do you think about it?
I love it. It's great because Snoop owns it now.
Okay, I just had to ask you that.
So somebody that's a survivor.
New thing that everybody,
somebody that's a survivor owns it. So that's that's great. And it's Snoop. I think he's one person that deserves it. Like one of the people that deserve it. I mean, Dre's he have so much money, he's out of the stratosphere. So it's great for Snoop to be able to still control the legacy.
So I want to know, back in the past when you were just starting up,
okay,
in the beginning of your career, I know there's a lot of ups and downs in this business. Tell me about a time where depression, because we all go through that.
Oh yeah.
All the no's that you heard, you were up here and then you came down here, and you know what I mean? How did you deal with depression, and what kind of depression did you face, and what caused it?
The hardest thing, I think, for me, because like I tell you, I came up in the streets, and I came up hustling. That's how I met all of them. But when I came to Ruthless, I made a great relationship with Eazy. When Eazy passed, that was a bad time in my career. Like, because Eric always held us like in high regard to like whatever we wanted to do. So that was kind of a dark time for me because we didn't know where we were gonna go. 1, 2. We done everything according to like someone letting us do what we wanted to do, and then we'd start dealing with other labels, and it was really, and you used the word depressing, because now you in big board meetings when you could just call your homie and be like, I want to put this record out. You know what I mean? Now you're in big board meetings and more people are saying no than yes. You know, it's taking you a year to do an album when it shit usually only took you like 3 months to do an album now, because you got to meet with so many people. You're trying to raise a family. You're trying to, you know, maintain that. You know, and then another time was when my brother passed, and you know, he was my partner. You know, he's my partner making music together. He rapped with me, you know, and we've been knowing each other since the Sandbox Bait. So that's another thing. So, but people want you to go. What you're saying, people still want you to make them records.
Exactly.
People still want you to, you know, it's like a selfish thing. Okay.
But they say put it all in the music because that is therapy within itself. But again, you do this music, put it all in music, but yet it don't get the response that you want.
Yeah, but I think with music, the good thing that I've learned with music is you can't please everybody, and two, because that doesn't really depress me. That doesn't really get me in a dark space. I can just do it again.
Okay.
But I think it's harder on you when you go through personal things in life, and you have to be able to try to navigate through putting it through the music. You know, it's really hard. You know, like even when you look at, like, you know, you might have family struggles. You know, it's hard to like put it in the music, you know, and actually deliver something that people want to buy. You know, just because you going through something don't mean that it's interesting for people to buy, you know. So that's another struggle. But I think if I tell young artists, just do what you feel, because you don't have control over what's going to happen, you know. And that's how I got it through the dark times, you know, like just different things. And how we came up like, say you guys grew up together, right? And then all of a sudden y'all hit big and you guys are world known. You're doing world tours now. It's gonna be a shift in how y'all feel about life, and you're gonna grow apart a little bit. You know, like a lot of people are gonna grow apart, and that's what happened with us. Like when it was like basic, when it was just simple, doing it, making it, it was easy. But when money came, it started tearing people apart.
Man,
you know?
Let me ask you something. Let me ask you about Architect of the G-Funk, man.
Okay.
What's going on with that, man?
Well,
Bring me up to the game, man.
Well, the Architects of G-Funk is me and Cocaine. We did a group together, funk soul hip hop band. We've been working on it. We say we've been working on it for 30 years because, you know, I discovered him, put him in the game. I brought him to Ruthless Records. But it's a 14-song collection that me and him put together. I produced the whole album. He did the vocals. Me and him wrote and composed the whole album. It drops on September 18th.
All right.
The single's out right now, The Boogeyman.
The Boogeyman.
And we've been working on we started working on the album like right before the pandemic. Pandemic stopped us because the cool thing about this album, we actually went to the studio together and done it.
Oh yeah.
We didn't dial files in,
Right.
you know, emailing files. So yeah.
So you could vibe off of each other.
Absolutely. Yeah, because we always did all the records together. You know, well, me and him produced together all the records that because we wrote for NWA, wrote for Eazy-E, we wrote, composed for Above the Law. We worked with Tupac, Snoop, list goes on. You know, a long list of stuff we've done, like with different artists, but together we've never actually done an album together, me and him.
So that's dope, man.
Yeah.
How we gonna get that funk back?
Oh, that is, yes. And it's all G-Funk. You know, I'm the originator of G-Funk. I created it. You know, I'm the young producer that created it. Everyone else kind of like was influenced by me. The Chronic is highly influenced by my theory. G-Funk out. G-Funk era.
Went hard.
Warren
People don't
G.
realize, boy, that was hard.
Yeah, so yeah, that sound is a subgenre in hip hop, so I'm very proud of that. You know, to be able to be the producer that actually gave the industry that theory.
That time period was a time where it was like, people don't realize that you had the Chronic album, but G-Funk period, that era with Warren G, it had a wave that was serious. It was a serious wave.
Right.
It seemed like it had its spot in there. Like you can't talk about hip hop and not understand that G-Funk era happened, you know?
Yeah, that whole wave, I mean, and it's funny, we just done it to be different than NWA. We wanted to be a funky, you know, we wanted to rap the funk music. So I slowed the beat down and we started singing on top of it, and Cam G and Cocaine, and we just started harmonizing on top of it, and then it birthed from there, and then Warren is birthed out of us, out of Above the Law. So that's how the G-Funk era end up being highly influenced like
How
that.
hard was it after Eazy died for you to really like your publishing and all the stuff with his
Hard.
wife? His wife pretty
Very.
much, I was on the outside looking in. You know, if I'm in
Very.
Texas, I'm just looking from the outside, but it
Very.
seemed to be an agitative situation
Very.
for Busy Bone them as well.
Very.
It seemed like y'all. seemed
You see, I got one word for it.
It seemed like y'all was
Very.
catching hell. You know what I'm saying?
Very.
So that was a real thing.
Yeah, but see, and shout out to Bone Thugs and Harmony too. Yeah, it was, because you got to realize one thing that people don't realize is that none of us knew Tamika at all. Just came out of the blue. Like, who the fuck are you?
Wow.
And then she was handling the business. You know, she came to my studio like late one night. Oh, I'm handling everything now. Who the fuck are you? You some bitch that Eazy was fucking. What
Yeah.
the fuck are you? And that's how I felt. But then it started becoming like, after the courts went through their thing, started being harder and harder and harder. We would have stayed with Ruthless, but like my man said, how difficult was it? Very, very difficult. You know, like that's why it's no Ruthless Records anymore, because she's very difficult. You know.
Who was that? I heard
She
somebody
could've hired
said
somebody
that
and
they
step back.
bought the
That's
rights
what we
to.
thought.
Somebody, maybe Dad was just saying that somebody said that they bought the rights to.
Yeah, they do.
Ruthless, and then they gave it to Eazy-E's son.
Yeah, it's the rights. It's the rights to do all the Ruthless apparel
Okay.
and all of that. Yeah,
But not
it's
the
not
whole-
the music side.
Wow,
Yeah,
dang.
yeah. Which
Man.
but you know, here's the saddest thing about that. Those kids should inherit that label.
Yeah.
You know, I think all the kids should inherit that label.
So
I don't think
she still has the label.
Yeah, she's a wife, so yeah, she got everything. The mother didn't even get it because they were married. They got married on a deathbed.
Wow.
Yeah, y'all know about that, right?
Yeah, I seen
They
it.
got married on a deathbed.
So
yeah.
and it just pretty much took over man.
Yeah, I mean, Eazy. The bad thing, I mean, the great thing I can say about what happened with us with Eazy, Above and Beyond Cocaine, our contracts were up when he died.
Wow.
So we were able to, but doubling back and getting royalties and everything was very, very hard.
Wow.
You know, she's hard to deal with. I don't even know how they dealt with her for the movie.
Really?
Because she'll sit in the meeting and be like, I own it, I own NWA, I own Eazy-E. And like, okay, and what does that mean, bitch? Like, we built the label. What are you talking about? No one here is even working at the label anymore. The people that came through the door with Eazy-E and you like bragging about you owning something, like, what's the point? Like, you're not doing anything with the shit. I own NWA, but you ain't let nobody, you don't license the music, you don't do nothing. So
Wow. Man, I hope we did him justice. Anything we leave out? You gave a lot of info, man. Yeah, nigga, you gave it up. Nigga.
Well, yeah,
So when you come back to Dallas, how can people get a hold of you if they're trying to reach out to you?
If you want to reach out to me, you can reach me on Instagram at Master Musa Royal. You also can reach me on Facebook at Master Musa, and then The Real Code 187 on Twitter. Yeah.
Top 3 artists of all time, dead or alive.
Say it again.
Top 3 artists of all time, dead
Any
or alive.
genre.
Any genre.
Any genre?
Number 1.
Oh man, Prince.
Number
Okay,
2.
Number 2.
Michael Jackson.
Number 3.
Oh wow, let me see. Well, that's a good one. It's got to be a rapper to me, Tupac.
Okay.
That's the typical.
Rapper in there, like
That's,
gotta be good.
that's everybody's
What,
thing.
what do you
Gotta be
say
a
to
rapper.
Chris Brown? They say Chris Brown better than Michael Jackson.
Please don't do that. Don't do that
Hey
to
man,
yourself.
I'm just telling you what they're saying, man.
do that to
It ain't-
yourself.
I'm just telling you what they're going with.
That's a rhetorical question. He said a big word on TV.
Rhetorical, man. Man, so man, like man, it's been an honor and a pleasure, man. Whenever you back in
Oh
Dallas,
yeah, can I say this one thing?
Go ahead.
Also, you guys can get the album. We have returned on September 18th. You can get it on our website, and that's Buddy Boy www.buddyboymusic BUDEBOY music.com.
Man,
Yeah.
so hey man, thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks for
man.
having me, y'all.
Say man, you family now. When you come to Dallas, you got to come by our
Me
spot.
and Cocaine gonna come out there because
Yeah.
we
And
do
then-
have a run. We do have a run coming up. So
Okay,
Yeah.
and we gonna call DOC here in a minute.
Oh, you
No,
got to. I'll hit him up and say,
hey, you need to do
hustle.
boss talk. You got to do boss talk, man. Say he gonna say, hey, maybe a home team, man. Boss talk 101.
Boss Talk 101.
What
I'm
a
telling
bosses
you.
talk.
Because you from the
I'm from the
You're
hood. I'm from the
land.
set,
You're from the
nigga.
hood.
You know
You're
what
from
I'm
the
saying? That's what they say out here. I'm from the set, man.
Said it, yeah.
Check it, man.
Shout out Dallas, man.
Man, thank
Shout
you
out
so
West
much.
Dallas.
West Dallas, man.
Yeah.
West side where you reside. Man, check it, man. It's been another great segment of Boss Talk 101, where the bosses talk.
And we out.